Chief Kidd is here on the phone call outside talking to somebody important, I'm sure. Robbie Kirk. Here. Frank Marshall. Here. Dr. Minson. Dr. Morber.
Here.
Sharon Knowles. Dr. Nemeth.
Here.
Ricky Reeves. Here. Denise Rose. Dr. McGraw.
Here.
Yay. Dave Taylor. Kenneth Webb.
Here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have a quorum. Phone's now on stun. So welcome to everyone in the audience and the people who are joining us over the Ustream video. I want to thank TTAF for their dedication to Texas and for the people who can't participate to travel, be it committee members or the general public. We appreciate TTAF's support in this effort. I think that's valuable to bring these meetings. It's expensive to travel, and that's an important effort. I also want to take a second. Everybody on this committee is important. Everybody brings different perspectives, but I do want to specifically thank our physician colleagues. I don't know of another disaster committee around the country that has the number of physicians on it, and your dedication and away from your practice and your other things is greatly appreciated. I think it adds a perspective that's critical to making us successful. So thank you guys. I was just thinking about that as I went through the list. As is common, we're going to rearrange the chair's prerogative a few things on the agenda. The overview of number one, the overview of social media usage and emergency management by Locke Mullen from Fort Bend County is tabled till probably August. Locke has been on the road, and so he's not going to be here today. Number 2A, work group reports, the STEER. Sharon called me late last night and has some issues in Houston that she's dealing with and won't be giving that report today. Is anybody else on the STEER committee or feels confident to talk about STEER real quickly, though? I want to make sure there's a lot of people in the audience who may, I'm happy to open that up. No STEER people. Okay, my understanding, and when Nim comes back we can verify this, my understanding is that it's finalized and it's on either on his desk for signature or he has signed it. So this statewide registry to be able to put people who are going to need assistance is now completed, and we'll start moving forward with implementation. Next on the agenda is the Texas Disaster Medical System. So
just yeah, just kind of briefly where we are right now. We have been focusing for the last several months on our educational process and training process for everyone across the state on how public health and acute care are coming together in TDMS. We have a wonderful educational subcommittee led by Scott Lillibridge, Kelly Curry, Jeff Hogeem, Lisa Abate, Joe Palfini, and I want to thank everybody on the educational subcommittee. I've been working very hard. We actually rolled out some of the pilot educational pilots, thank you, material at the TDM conference, at the Emergency Management Conference, and got a lot of good feedback on that. We also had regional meetings at our Emergency Management Conference, of which most of you guys I think were a part of, and we felt like those went very well, got some good questions, had some good discussion. We are starting to look now towards the future. We finished the strategic document, and we're looking now to what we need to look at. I think the whole group has agreed that we've really been focusing on acute care over the last year or so, and it's time to start looking at some of the public health components and how we can bring those together with acute care and how those need to be improved throughout the state. We are looking also at doing some interstate collaboration with Missouri and some of our Talon states, some of the other states that have fairly active disaster preparedness groups. And we're talking about doing an interstate meeting, about a 2-day meeting in the end of June. More information on that to come. And then that's about all I have. We don't, other than the educational process, we don't have any big documents we're working on. But I think that that will change as we look more towards our public health focus and are talking about some revisions in Annex H across the state.
A lot of work. How many people attended the Emergency Management Conference in San Antonio? Raise your hand. Wow. So, Chief Kid's on the phone, so you can say it. So how did y'all like it? Everybody, who liked it? Thought it was a good conference? Raise your hand. Who didn't like it? Who had issues, thought there were things that could be improved? Anybody have any comments? You want to have an opportunity? Did you guys go to the regional meetings every morning? Most mornings? A few? It started tapering off on the third morning. I noticed there was a trend. Were those valuable? Be able to sit with your partners and segregate and hear different topics? Does everybody think? I'm just curious. Shout out, yes, no. Yes? This is all interactive. It's not very formal. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kidd. I think the TDMS effort is becoming a model for the nation. It's clear that other states are coming to us now and asking how we're doing some of these things and bridging the gap between acute health care and public health. Victor?
We've also just briefly gotten some national recognition recently. We had a meeting with Dr. Lakey and Dr. Nicole Lurie, who's the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response, had a dinner meeting with her last week, and she was very interested and wants to hear more about what we're doing here with the ESF8 collaboration.
Good deal. Victor Wells, you're up, my friend.
Thanks, sir. All right, if I don't break the clicker here. Everybody's familiar with where we are and where we're from, but this is the new word. One team, Texas EMTF. You know, a lot of things have come together as we began to talk in several of the meetings previously. We've talked about that we started out headed down one road, but one of the things that we realized is we're really on one team. We don't have 8 competing EMTFs that are racing to see who can build what first or who's deployable first. We have one large EMTF team. We have 8 regions or areas or geographical, sections, but we all are one team. So we're successful in the beginning because we've got all the pieces scattered around the state, and as we need something, we call on our colleagues from those other areas and say, we need to put together this, and I need you to send me ambulances, I need you to send me ambuses, I need you to send me some MMU shelters, I need you to send me some supplies and equipment, and we have all of those components. A lot of the teams were struggling about how do I become successful in my own arena. You don't have to. We are successful together. So the new words and what I've been talking with everyone, and everyone seems to be very receptive of, and I think it was kind of a weight off of everybody's shoulders, is to simply understand we don't have 8 teams. We have one team, and we're all in it together. We have a common goal and a common mission. So that's the new thought process for those who haven't heard that. And it's already making us more successful, because when we ask for people, ask for things, people understand we're all in it together. So with that, tell you some of the stuff we did. Emergency Management Conference. To us, it was a great hit. Again, we used the team concept. I put all of the EMTF logos across the bottom along with the TDMS, the dishes, and the TDM, because again, all of those components were there. We were all working together. It started out, as you know, as a conference, and you can see there's a full strike team of ambulances there with a strike team leader. There are 2 ambuses from 2 different jurisdictions. There's the MMU set up, and then we've got coordinators and task force leaders from across the state. Everybody showed up to help us carry out the mission. But there was a storm that came through, and it kind of changed.